Hello and welcome to this live tasting of Hopslam Ale 2022. Yeah, it's getting a little long in the tooth here, but my friend David gave these 4 cans to me, and I thought he paid 10% alcohol, 65 IBUs. Shelf is 3 months. Well, we exceeded the shelf life. They have these tall cans for this year. They used to have the bottles, and then the 12-ounce cans. Now we got the 16s. A little bit much for a 10% alcohol. So I said, you paid $7.96 for the 4 cans, right? That's like an incredible deal. At a place called the Salvage Store. The Salvage Store on Louisiana Highway 48. Westbound. In Elmwood, Louisiana. He said, no. I paid $3.99 for the 4-pack. He told me that today. $3.99 for the 4-pack. He said, I paid $1 a can. I said, I can't believe it. I believe it because he's telling me. Then he found some great deals over there today or yesterday. Like Irish Channel Stout, pint cans from NOLA Brewing for $1 a can. Crazy, right? Orange, beige head. He found Schlitz. He found Pabst Blue Ribbon, but he said it was rancid when he bought it, and he brought it back, and they let him trade for something else. He said they looked at him kind of crazy, but he said, I know beer if it's rancid. But it was in date. And then we were both theorizing they probably let it sit out in the sun for days on some pallet, and they just say, well, maybe they'll take it. It'll be all right, but it wasn't. Okay, it's an ivory colored head. It's spongy. Doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of lacing on it. I'll put the links below for the company. Beer Advocate's giving it 98 out of 100, world class. Well, in my scoring scale, that's outstanding. World class is above 100, but I score 98, 99, 100 as outstanding, A+. But anything above 100 is beyond A+. In other words, it's better than any beer should possibly ever be. But I've had a few like that. Not many. Pliny the Elder was a 100. So 98. Untapped's giving it 85, which is high for them. See, that would be like a 90 something. They have a different setup. Rate beer. Um, $100 out of 100, 100 out of 100 in the style. And then I'm going to write a review on Google. It's going to get 5 stars. I mean, they don't let you do half stars or quarters, So 98 is going to round off to 100 on this. And I'm going to title it Awesome Flavored IPA. Flavored Michigan. Let's make it more specific. Michigan. Because what if I get a flavored IPA somewhere else that's awesome? So let's go, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to write. So the appearance is translucent. You can see light through it, but you can't see through it. And it's orange. I guess that would be the best color. Yeah. Not a perfect representation of orange. Maybe burnt orange. What they call that. Like the orange red. No. Red orange. Close. I don't know. It looks like it's closest to this orange. depending on how the light's in it. I mean, it's not a perfect measurement, but it's seems to got 2 oranges. How'd that happen? Did they give me 2 orange? Not tan, that's for sure. Okay, well, so interesting. Okay, how about yellow orange? Oh, well, okay. Okay, all right. Yellow orange. That's a better match. Somewhere between orange and yellow orange on the Crayola scale. Crayola color wheel. Thick. Oh, a medium ivory head. Aroma. You know, this color is not that different from that pumpkin, post-road pumpkin ale from Brooklyn, but the flavor and the aromas, obviously, and the body's obviously light years away from it. Aroma. Probably faded a little bit. Kind of pungent. Pungent pale malts. Pungent malt and some like resinous hops. That's a good. I know they have honey in it. It says India Pale Ale brewed with honey, but I never really did pick up a whole lot of honey with this thing. It must be the mildest honey, lightest honey, and not a lot of it. Guess it does have a little in the flavor, but honestly, if it didn't say that on the can or the bottle over the years, flavor with honey, I don't think I'd ever mention it. I don't think I'd ever bring it up. I would never notice it. When they put that in your mind and you're thinking about it. Now with the Dundee Honey Brown Lager, now renamed Genesee Honey Brown Lager, here we go with the railroad, the train. You get a much more honey nose on that and flavor. It's a lighter beer, much lighter. So the flavor here, go rinse my hands, really sticky just from that little bit of beer. It's very intense. Okay, it's an intense, robust, pronounced, bold hop bitterness and malt sweetness running together at 10%. So it's coming at you full force. Something seemed like it's changed with this, and I don't mean in a bad way. I mean in a good way, because for a few years I was saying it's not really a hop slam. It's more like a hop kiss. Like it seemed like it was just a kiss of the hops. Like it wasn't intense like it should be. But then it disappeared for years, like 2018, 19, 20, 21. I didn't see it around here. Still don't see it in this town, but like in the New Orleans, closer to New Orleans, it starts showing up. So I don't know. I just think it's not the same every year. And I think some people review it as vintages. They don't claim they changed it, but I think they did. Introduced in 2004. You know, like Bourbon County Stout, that changes every year. They say they tweak the recipe every year. Nice lacing. I guess the honey's coming through, but see, I'm looking for it. See what I'm saying? Shuju. Your favorite beer? I can't say. It's like I was reading somewhere like saying who's your favorite child, you know. It's just you don't know because there's so many. And it depends on how you're feeling that day. I mean, West Lateran 12 is probably the best beer overall I ever tried, but I don't know if it's my favorite. It's hard to say. It's really almost impossible to say because you like saying your favorite food. Yeah, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay, I like that so much, but you wouldn't want to eat it every day. But when I eat one, I really enjoy it. Wouldn't want to drink this every day. I wouldn't want to drink this every week. It's too strong. High, medium body. Let's say heavy body. Let's just say heavy body. It's a heavy body beer. And the finish is semi-dry, mostly dry. I'll say mostly dry. Sweetness scale, 4 out of 5 sugar cubes. Pretty dang sweet. You say, well, how can it finish dry? I don't know how beer does that, but it does. That's why beer is magical. It's a magical thing. It's like Lucky Charms. It's magically delicious in that sense. Not trying to steal their trademark saying. I'm just saying it's good in that sense. Bitterness, yeah, it's high this time. But I'll say 4 years ago I was saying it wasn't bitter enough. It just seemed like I had lost something. But now it's intense and it's faded, or it should have faded. I mean to say, because it's canned way in the beginning of the year. Like 7 months ago, but it's still coming at you strong. Now, would it have been stronger in January? I guess so. Did the can help it out? I think so. Would it have been as good in the bottle? Possibly. I don't know. I don't have a bottle to go in any kind of comparison. I just have in my mind thinking, but that's all supposition. So that's how we're going to write it. Let's write it right now. You can write. You can listen along with me. It won't take long. Okay, so Hopslam, and I'm going to put in parentheses 2022 edition, has a medium. These glasses are a little too strong, but all right, medium ivory head of foam and a translucent yellow orange appearance with moderate lacing. The aroma is of white bread crust. I'm going to say resinous fruity hops. Resinous, that's from hop resinous. Resinous, let's just say resinous hops. I'm just going to say resin and possible honey. The flavor, I'll put favor. The flavor is of intense and strong sweet bread and very intense, very bitter hops. Intense and strong sweet bread and very hop notes. Hopslam 2022 edition is heavy bodied and finishes mostly dry. So there we go. Hopslam 2022 edition has a medium ivory head of foam and a translucent, need a comma there, translucent yellow-orange appearance with moderate lacing. The aroma is a white bread crust, resin, and possible honey. The flavor is of intense and strong sweet bread and very bitter hop notes. Notice I didn't put anything about honey in the flavor. Hopslam 2022 edition is heavy body and finishes mostly dry. I think that's clear enough, good enough, and not too long and drawn out where people don't want to read it. Because I read some of these reviews and I'm like, what are you writing, a book or a review? You know, I want to read a review, not an article. Just say it. Chester Spradlin. Hello, Chester. Never tried any Bell's products. Oh, you're missing out. In some ways, some of their products have a weird off flavor, like their best brown ale and their stout. To me, talking about me, speaking for myself, they have a strange off flavor. You say, what off? How you mean off? I can't describe it. And Michael Komarov said the same thing. He was like, he said that a number of times in agreement with me. He said, I don't know. You can't put your finger on it, but it's there. You're like, it's there. And it's something peculiar about it and improper, but you can't, it's kind of unpleasant, but you can't nail it down. But most of their stuff is good. But I'm halfway down a 12-ounce glass of Big Little Thing IPA right now. Oh, Big Little Thing. Now, see, that has no off flavors, no off aromas. It's a wonderful product. Does it rival what I'm drinking right now? It does rival what I'm drinking now. Not quite up to the level, but close. Close. What about Goose Island Tropical Beer Hug? It's close. It's close. Anchor Double Liberty was really close to this, but then I don't think they make it anymore, which I don't understand. Anchor, man. They got bought out, and I don't know what the parent company is trying to do, because their distribution seemed to have kind of like a rogue, seemed to have gone rogue. Like you can't find it. Brooklyn too. Maybe it's just the nature of the business that these companies are big 10 years ago, and then they start to fall apart, and they can't figure out how to turn it around. Like, gotta turn it around. They can't figure out how to do it. Are people running after products that are largely inferior to those old line products from Sierra Nevada, Bell's, Anchor, what I just said, and those full, yeah, because they are in a lot of cases. A lot of the other ones, these ones that came around later on, they kind of slipshod, if you want to call it. But but people trying them, because that's the craft beer drinker. I want to try this, and then you try something else, and you just push the other stuff to the side. And it's kind of like people just jumping around in nervous energy. So it's hard for the companies to establish like a loyalty. And I know I'm right, because I watch beer reviewers every day of my life, and they're saying, yeah, 10 years ago, Hopslam would have been so great. I'd have given it an outstanding score. Now it's like, meh. It's like, okay, my palate has changed. The same old story. I've moved on. And then it goes on. And I see another one will say the same thing, and another one will say the same thing. Oh, KBS used to be the bee's knees. Now it's just like yesterday's news, and then they're going on to something else. But then they just, if everybody's going on to something else, then the people that were the initial celebrities of the beer world have been passed over, and they can't, it's not doing them any good if they got their stuff just sitting on the shelf. Do I revisit? You say, well, what about you? Do you revisit a lot of products like that? No, but I revisit certain products, but they're not really craft beers, because my main line, sort of like standby beers, are unremarkable. You say, well, you're going to drink natural ice as your standby beer, something 20, 49 to 30 pack. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. Admittedly, I'm not trying to hide, and try to act like, oh, I only drank the most Farfignugan craft beers every day. No. And when I was at Walmart this morning, I saw Milwaukee's Best Light for $19.99 a 30 pack, and I was like, I might buy that the next time. Is it a great beer? No. It's pretty dang good for a light beer, and it's higher IBUs than most of your light beers. And I don't need to be drinking these heavy things every day, all day. 10%, 5.9, 7, 8, 11, 10. I don't need that in my life. And it's just heaviness. It's just like I wouldn't want to eat chocolate cake and all these big thick meals every day, all kind of heavy food. You might want to. I don't. But Hopslam, is it a winner? Oh, it's a winner. It's a winner, baby. J Rock says, cheers. Clinking a mug and clinking more mugs. He's clinking more mugs, multiple mugs. Look how many videos I did for Hopslam already this year. Duo review, solo review, now this follow-up live review. I did the solo live review on the alternative channel, Anti-War. My alternative channel, Anti-War. So it's like, do you get tired? You might say, don't you get tired of Hopslam? 4 years ago, I might have said, yeah, because it's not coming across at the optimum level. But now it seems like it's regained its capacity to wow me. Talking about optimum. I have not seen optimum in so long. What is the problem with that? I know Sierra Nevada has faded in its distribution in Louisiana. There's no doubt. Probably in your area too. Like, do I really see Torpedo often anymore? No. I see the Pale Ale, the old classic flagship, which I like. I'm not going to say I don't like it. But all the old excitement that I used to see every few months is like gone, So I know Optimum got changed. They wanted to make it more user-friendly, mass appeal, which to me meant less appealing, because it just didn't have the excitement. Nina Yordi says, slam, da, da. Oh, slam, da, da, da. Slam, da, da, da. Vaughn says, hi, Ron and Nina. I haven't tried Hopslam, but it sounds great. It is, and I'm going to give it a score right now. Joe Biden's dentist says, I find myself avoiding the higher ABV stuff these days. I can't say I find myself avoiding it. I don't avoid it. But I don't make it a regular feature. Like, I just can't take it. Like, for everyday consumption, I just can't. That's why I was thinking about getting the Milwaukee's Best Light instead of natural ice. Now, which would I rather drink for flavor and enjoyment? I'd rather drink natural ice as an everyday drinker. But I don't like feeling like, oh, did I take medicine yesterday? I don't like feeling like that. It's just too much. And too much of a good thing can be too much, and then a bad thing. Like it's like a law, like the law of diminishing returns. Like the more you play it, the smoker you are, the player you drink. You know what I mean? The smoker you are, the player you drink. Beer a day with TK. What's up, everyone? Well, I don't know. Most people probably at work. I'm off today. Thanks for watching Beer a Day with TK. So a winner, you best to believe it. I like this shiny can. I like the green color. It reminds me of something, but I don't know what it is. Some kind of plant. Hope not algae. but I think that's a deeper green. I was ridiculing the Hopslam and the character in the old labels. I said, this thing ain't no slam. Maybe a sham. But now you say, oh, they watched your video and they made it more slammable in the sense that it will slam you. Not that you should slam this and drink it. It's not a crushable beer. That's probably what they did. They watched my videos and they said, he's right. It's not intense enough. And we're going to revise it and make it and bring back the glory days. People say, that's your hubris. That is my hubris, but it's probably the reason. No, but I like to entertain my own fantasies. Because it's all part of my Alcohol fantasy. You know, this beer is all part of my alcohol dream. Ron will be reviewing Oktoberfest beers this year. Märzen is my favorite style. Um, yes, I will be reviewing Oktoberfest beers this year. I have one in the refrigerator as we speak. It's called it's a craft beer for New Orleans, and it's I can't remember because they're all the same to me. But I'm gonna bring it in on one of my theme nights Wednesday, like beers for fall or Oktoberfest beers. Urban South Oktoberfest beer. That's what it's called. It's nice. It's nice. Score on this one, I'm keeping it the same. It's a 98. It's a 9.8 out of 10, a 98 out of 100. It's a dynamite beer, but don't drink more than one a week or you're going to feel like you got hit with dynamite. And then you'll be full of fright. No, but let's make it right. I'm not trying to make a joke out of it. Look at the heavy lacing. Ooh wee. Now this, to me, that's a good sign. I mean, this thing is retaining a lot of intense lacing, and it's thick too. It's not some like mealy mouth lacing. Bell sure does make some excellent product. They do. They're not all excellent. Well, they probably at some level of excellent, I guess. 98 out of 100. Wow, I'm serious. And for the price, which is craziness, craziness. I told him today on the phone. I said, David, you got that for $7.96 a 4-pack. That's amazing. I said, that's amazing. He said, I didn't pay $7.98. I didn't pay $7.96 a 4-pack. He said, I got it for $3.99 a 4-pack, which was unreal. Bell's Two Hearted Ale is really good. Oh, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful product. And the double Two Hearted is even more wonderful. A little too strong though, but it's good for. It's like this beer. It's good for an occasional thing. Great score, says JBD. I think it's a great score, but it's not that can't be attributable to me. It's attributable to the product. I think it's deserving of that score. That might be the highest score of all time. For what? This beer? No. Rate Beer gives it 100 out of 100 and 100 out of 100 in the style. So I'm far short of that. 98 is good, but 100 is really good. And you say, what IPA do you give 100 to? I told you earlier in this video, Pliny the Elder is a 100, and I cannot get it. And it's an 8%. It's not a booze bomb like this thing, you see. I bought my friend David a bottle of whiskey today, bourbon whiskey. If you asked me, I'd show you which one it was, but probably no one's interested. I guess people say, we ain't interested in no whiskey, no bourbon whiskey. I know. I'm just saying I bought it. I got a great deal on it too. An amazing deal, really. But anyway, no one's probably interested. Chester Spradlin says, I'm going after imported Oktoberfest this year. Weinstefaner, Hecker, Shore, Warsteiner, etc. Those are all great choices. I might try Founders. Yes. Last year I got bored with Samuel Adams, Leinenkugels, and Shiner Märzens. Yeah, I can understand that. They're a little more on the, let's say, restrained side of the flavor spectrum. FD says $3.99 a 4-pack. He's lying. That price is ridiculously low. Oh, he's not lying, because I've been to the salvage store and I've seen what can happen at that place. Getting these huge snifter glasses for $2. I get no alcohol from Pliny the Elder. Dangerous stuff, says JBD. Drinks like a 5% beer. I had it one time. I had what, the 500 milliliter bottle. Oh, that thing is unreal. It's a great beer. Russian River Brewing. I don't know why their distribution, area is so limited, but I can't, Well, I can't speak on it because I don't know why it's like that. It just seems crazy. But that's how some of these companies are. They don't want to get big. They're like me. I don't want to get big. I want to see some Vienna Reds reviewed. I want to review some. Can you find me any? Go to your average liquor store, beer store, wine store. You see a lot of Vienna Reds. You see a lot of red ales, red lagers of any sort. I don't. 12 years ago, yeah, I saw a lot. When's the last time you seen Murphy's Irish Red Ale? 2012, 2011, 2014. All the old, a beer a day with TK says, all the old, I'm reading it wrong. All the Ohio Märzens and Fest beers have hit the shelves. I am loving it. Yeah, I was at Mathern's this morning and I was looking at their Oktoberfest beers. Limited, a limited availability right now. Now in 2 weeks, probably gonna change. But I was looking, I said, Märzen. It's all Marzens. I said, there's not a single Fest beer in this whole store, which is the only kind they sell at Oktoberfest in Deutschland, Germany today. If you go to Germany and say, I'm going to order an Oktoberfest beer, you're not going to get a Märzen, a Marzen. You're going to get a Fest beer, which is sort of like an American 6% malt liquor minus the corn or rice. It's golden, medium-bodied, quaffable type, because the Marzens did not appeal to those people over there. And they're, in Germany, they don't. Marzen is almost like totally unavailable style in Germany. Paulaner Marzen, they don't sell it in Germany. They sell it in the United States. It's sad to see that in the industry, that the Reds are a dying style. It is a sad thing. Kevin Johnson says, Budweiser American Ale was great. Wish they brought it back. I don't think it was great. I agree with Hoggy that it had some underlying, and he disappeared, right? But underlying deficits, imperfection. But still, it was a very interesting product, but it failed. Just like the great Busch Signature Copper Lager, best beer Anheuser-Busch made in the last 30 years. Columbus Brewing Company puts out a great Fest beer, says JBD. Well, I'd love to see it around here. All right, let's finish up. Is this a good beer for afternoon sampling on a day off from work? I would say so. But I wouldn't do it every day off of work because you might not have a job. But anyway, I just think it would just be too much unless you were the most dedicated problem drinker. You just couldn't take it. It's like, it's too much. You say those people don't drink Hopslam, they drink Four Loko and Wild Irish Rose. Yes, they do. But some of the more erudite town ... they drink Wild Irish Rose with ginseng because they want supplements, you see. All right, back to work. Have a good afternoon, all, and thanks for the review. You're welcome. Have a nice second half of work. Samuel Adams has a Fest beer this year, but I haven't seen it on the shelves yet. I haven't either. I'm going to have to go. You know what? As soon as I get off of this, I'm going to check that out. Because if I see it, I'm on that. I'm going to be on that in a hot minute. All right, thanks. Oh, what a divine product. Not divine. That's totally wrong. Divine is related to divinity. But I mean, you know what I mean? I use sort of like, what you call it, cliched expression sometimes. What a wonderful product. And I like the fact that the maltiness is riding alongside the intense hop bitterness. They're just riding alongside. They're not they really do work in concert. You say it's a concerted effort. You mean, yeah, it's a concerted effort of beer enjoyment. All right, thanks everybody. Y'all take care now. The drink of the gods. Well, yeah, I don't know if Bacchus drank this. I think Bacchus only drank wine.